your life is flashing before your eyes and you can't breathe, it's a very frightening feeling because you have your foot so far into your mouth that you can't get air in. Well, that is what happened to me on that fateful day, freshman year. When I first really had a conversation with a really great guy, his name is Tali. He's pretty much the only one I know in existence whose name is Tali. But we were discussing in one of those stupid hypothetical conversations when you don't actually feel like doing the work, what would your name be if you were a girl? I didn't remember what my hypothetical girl name was, but I turned to him and I said, "Oh, Tali, I think your name would be Taliesin because it sounds like Allison." And then he turned to me and says, Jeff, my name is Taliesin. And, well, that was very traumatizing to me, but somehow, through the miracle of bad memory, he doesn't remember that. So, but he is one of the most influential friends I have ever had. He really has, my life would be different. Well, all throughout senior year, it would have been a lot different if it weren't for Tali. And I really appreciate his guiding hand. He was extremely popular in school, but he was always very gracious and thoughtful. He's a really humble being. You know, Tali's the one that convinced me to run for student government, and I'm by nature, I'm a really shy person and stuff, but I always was like to show off in class to try and break this shy barrier around me. So he said, "Hey Jeff, you should join student government." And I said, "Are you sure, Tali? Would I be that great at it?" "Oh, sure, just give it a shot. Have confidence in yourself." "Okay, Tali." And I did. I ran. I fought tooth and nail. And, well, not really. I at one point gave up because of technical reasons, but I got back on the bandwagon and I ran a successful campaign, and I got elected to the respectful position of Director of Activities. The job required me to do things that I am still not sure of. As a result of being elected to student government, I got to experience a wonderful thing. It's OASC summer camp. It was truly a life-changing event. It's pretty much where they make you break all walls away and like bare your soul to these other leadership kids from all over the state. And they had boundary breaking where you told like secrets about yourself that you wouldn't tell anyone else. It was amazing, and it was because of Tali. And I'm going to tell you about senior year. He had this, he was always in the assemblies, and he had this skit where he went up on stage and with this one girl, Mandy Pham, and he always began these skits, "Dear Diary," and he had these hypothetical diary entries, these things he and Mandy made up, and they were always pretty hilarious. And now that they're gone, now that he no longer goes to Century, other people have tried to take over this skit, but it's not the same apparently. There was something really horrible that happened halfway through the year. Our senior class president's life ended in not such a great way. I don't want to go into it, but I remember the day that it happened. Tali called me and he's like, "Hey Jeff, do you want to come over? I'm having a gathering here. We're going to talk about it." And so I went over there, and apparently he had 40 people at his house. But I wanted to talk with him personally about it. And he had a whole bunch of guests, but we went into the computer room and talked for a while. I know I want to talk about my senior project. Film, Truth of the Heart. You saw the little cartridge I brought for my first speech. That was part of the project I did. It was a long journey making that film. So many different things happened. so go there and say, "Hey, Tali," just scream it long enough, loud enough. He'll lose his job, but he'll just know how much he's appreciated in life. And I think everyone needs that. Right.
So was Tali some kind of like figure you looked up to, like a role model, or
A role model.
or I mean, was it just more of a friendship?
I wouldn't really call him a role model. I don't really have a role model, but I don't know. It's good, but no, it's more of a friendship. But he's a person I think people who are looking for someone to look up to, they should, because he's a genuinely nice guy.
You guys still hanging out?
Oh yes, occasionally. I talked to him. I told him I was going to give this speech, and he's like, "No one's going to get it." And I should have worked on it longer than today, but that's a lesson anyway for next time. Yeah.
How do you spell Taliesin? How is it spelled?
I'll try. It's T-A-L-E or T-A-L-I-E-S-O-N. It's a good man.
You don't take it right, you use a peer elevator?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. All right, Jeff, what was that last thing you said you probably should work more?
I probably should have worked a little more on it.
Okay, don't tell us stuff like that.
All right.
Mainly because you want to leave that up to us, right? But I'm glad you told me after that instead of before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I liked your attendant getter, and I didn't know why it was crossed off on here, because I was trying to figure out what you're talking about, and then when you actually told the story about talents and stuff, I thought that was fun and creative. Your preview, your basic structure needs some work, and the main thing with your structure, and I think sometimes people can get away with a structure that is a bit faulty, but it seemed like you just needed to practice more in your stories. And this is why, is that without transitions, and I experienced this when I was an early teacher, is that all of a sudden you're at the end of the story and you don't know how to get to the next story, so you just start the next story. And when it's not practiced, you don't know that that's going to happen. And so there were some awkward moments of sort of silence, and you sort of, in a humorous way, moved to the next one, which was okay. But that's something you really want to work on, is in that practicing of going one thing to the next, which is where transitions come in and will bail you out. But simple practice in some of these stories out will help you immensely. I did like it when you mimicked his voice. That was funny.
You wouldn't like that.
Okay, so you need to be mindful, and I had him do some pull-out videos. I want you to be mindful of your stance, and you do fiddle with your cards. Your eye contact was good. Some of the time you do look up. And I don't know how to say this, but I want you to watch for it on video to see if you kind of know what I mean. And that is that in some of your processing up there, as you were sort of figuring out where you were going and stuff, you seem somewhat disconnected from the audience. And I don't know how else to say that except you didn't seem interactive. Like you were sort of telling your own stories up there. Instead of using inclusive language and instead of